Alright, hello everybody, this is Demon coming back for another round of Vicky to Germany. So, I think if I remember correctly, we pretty much had all the text done. The last one we have to do is right here, and from what I can at least see, we're already pretty much done with it. It'll be done by April 22nd, so it's pretty much in the bag. 65 prestige, don't mind if I do. If I also remember, we also cut funding to the Army, and the Navy. Military spending's still up, but we haven't cut down on our maintenance. Mainly just to help saving some money. Alright, pluralism, I'm not a fan of it. Economy's not doing great, could be better. We've taken a big hit. Infamy's down to 16, which is pretty good. But more importantly, we have to basically get ready for the big one. There will be one more war, I think, before game's end. Countries that I'm looking to get involved with. I'd really like to get into Austria-Hungary and take Moravia and Bohemia. That way I can sit there and say Germany owns this inner territory, and it kind of evens out what we're dealing with. At the same time, I would really like to get in here, take Brest, Litovsk, I don't know, and Lithuania from the Russians. But I don't see that happening anytime soon just because of the way game runs. We have a lot of infamy right now, and unless I cheated, which I assume most people would rather not see me cheat, I could just put an event in and force it to keep firing and triggering and lowering my infamy all the way down to 0. Which in case if I do a war, I will get what I want. But I won't do that today. What I'll do instead is prepare. We should have another war hopefully by, I would say, if I let it drop far enough, or if an event triggers, we might be able to get it down somewhere a lot lower. I dare say 10. Get it towards 10. Try to get ready for a war, we can see what goes on. I find it really funny, look at that Conservative Party. Conservative Party is now the new ruling party, it's 79% of the vote. Coalition of conservative and reactionary parties got 79% of the vote. That's why you focus so much on conservatism. Because I notice this in this game a lot, which is if the liberals ever get power, they basically break your game, because what they do is they shut down all your factories. If all your factories shut down, there's nothing you can do. Let's see, in terms of ships, we had, what was it, 10 dreadnoughts, 10 battleships, less cruisers. Excellent. Just gained a bunch of prestige, and we are ranked #1 across the board. I don't care about my capitalists. They can be liberal if they like. Didn't we pass women's suffrage? It's actually a good point. I think we did. I will never do liquor prohibition, as long as I live. I don't believe in prohibition. People want to buy their beer, they can buy their beer. Let's see, the army's about the size I need it to be. Could be larger, but funds are dictating otherwise. How much is our fund right now? The administration costs are at 9,100. That's a huge impact. That's like most of our funding is coming from. You know what? One thing I could do is increase taxes on the rich. Do 50%, half, flat tax rate. Works for me. And I think the first thing we'll do when we do get it, I think what we'll aim for is the army stuff would be great. That commerce thing for the mutual funds. It's brutal right there, it'd be great. I really wish Austria-Hungary would be willing to be an ally with me, but they allied with the wrong people. I don't trust them. I gotta wait till 1919 before I can do anything else, which really sucks. But it does give us, what was it, like 1.5 years, maybe a little bit more, to get a bunch of research points built up, and since we're at 71 points, I mean, we're pretty much set. Like, I don't think I've ever done this as Germany and have everything done. I usually fall behind in a couple points. Army's about the size I need it to be. Reinforcement count's about where I need it to be. Oh my god, the communists. I don't want anything to do with some of you people. Oh. Atmosphere. %99 literacy rate. Excellent. I don't really want to go to war with this French, if I could get away with it. Like, France is like, it's a military target, but I have nothing I really want from them. How's Tunis looking? Tunis is allied with them. Like, the only thing I could ever imagine myself wanting is Madagascar, but it looks like it's about to gain independence, so I'm not touching out 10-foot barge pole. I kind of want to get Java, establish a protectorate, but again, it falls into the fact that my infamy is going to be too high. So it's like, I'd rather not do that if I can get some European holdings in the east. Again, as I said, I want Lithuania, and I'd like to get Brest. I'd like to get that provinces. I'd rather have the militancy drop, to be honest. Just gained a new core. What was that, sir? Where the hell that's at? It sounds African. So I apologize if you guys can hear my fan going off. I have to have my ceiling fan on. It's hot as hell right now, and I need air. Heal. Guess we can go for a new cruiser. Nope, over limit. Switzerland. Italy. Bad Italy. They're in my sphere. Get out. Boxer Rebellion. I love China. Goddamn Chinese. I'm fine with that. Persia, the Russians are trying to increase some favor there. We'll try to let this hit 100, and then I'm just going to focus all on this. I definitely want to see where this goes, though. We'll ban their embassy first. Not ban it, but we'll expel their advisors. If we expel advisors, then I should be able to get it before they hit 100. I dab on you. Times they're going, oh no, that's our Switzerland. It's like, you took their territory and I made you gave it back to them. Like, quit being assholes. Alright. We officially hit a new year. 1919. The remaining tech is available to us. We have industry tech, but we're going to go for the army first. If I had to guess, we're going to go for modern divisional structure. I want to have the most up-to-date army I can get my hands on. I love that. Can we get the army maintenance all the way up? Cannot. How about we do, in case of an emergency, we will do 50%. Navy will fall under the same entrapment, 50%. That way the maintenance is up a little higher. I have a feeling like a war is about to break out. And if we're at least at 50%, at least I know I'm ready to go. That's for the Russians. They never got Manchuria. And oh my god, Madagascar is a free state. I could go down there and take that. Okay, where are we at? We are at 1919. It's either I can go for another world war, or we can go and secure Madagascar. I mean, it's a win-win for me either way. I think we'll go for one more massive war. And I think if I had to guess, it'd be a war for Austria-Hungary. So in preparations... we will be building an army. Even larger than before. Good, you guys are expanding there. You guys are doing great, doing great. Yeah, definitely. I think we're going to get ready for that one. Do we ever get gas defense? We never did get gas defense. That's a disadvantage to us. I actually really am looking forward to seeing this army modernized. So if you can clearly see, everybody's wearing hats. Pretty soon you will see a switch as they become more modern troops. Good men. Okay, now we're gonna go for... I think we're gonna go for artillery. Artillery's amazing. Okay, first troop got built. I'm gonna focus primarily on German divisions. It's a German army. That's what I want to see. Somebody's probably screaming, damn it, build the tanks, build the airplanes. I'm playing against the AI. They're stupid and I don't need anything more than what I got. What do I possibly could use at this point in time that I don't already have access to? These armies do fantastic. There's nothing I have to worry about. I don't have to, like, worry about a supply situation kicking in because I freaking made tanks or I have airplanes and we're not producing enough to offset the losses. Actually, how are we doing in this? Beautiful. Industry is large and in charge. I'm in love. Capitalists did a fantastic job. They completely mobilized the industry to be able to fight. I love it. Usually I have to manually do it. The only thing I think I had to do manually was switch Cologne to where it had a steel factory so we could get that boost. Fine by me. Okay, 0.2% is optimal. We just hit more officers. Alright, good. You guys are going to be done. Then we'll head for Great War Experience. Then hit Modern Army Doctrine. I actually want this Navy to be modernized, so we'll probably go for oil-driven ships. We'll actually just go ahead and get the Navy back up and running. It's not a big Navy, so it's limited on what it has. I don't care about my middle class. What is this over? Italy, what did you do? Italy, what did you do? You're at war with the French and the Austro-Hungarians. I'm going in. Here, 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 here. Just got something I really needed. Go for Great War Experience. Gives that military boost. If we can do this before they want peace, this is good for me. Economy is taking a huge hit in this. Britain, who are you allied with? Oh my god, you're at this war too. I'm not giving you access. You people can fight me. Oh, we don't have the jingoism right now. This sucks. Says we're losing. Now we win. dick. 13k losses. Where's the French Navy? I don't know where the French Navy is. I guess we'll blockade that side of the coast, though. 12k, 13k losses. Jesus Christ. Where's jingoism at? 6.42. Am I in charge of this? This is not a great war, is it? No, it is not. They would need another person on the other side to make it so. How much more can you cut France down to size? It's already weakened to the point that it can't survive. If the Russians take East Galicia, I'm going in on them. Yeah, I'm not taking any provinces from this war. This is not worth it. Head here. Head here. 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 Push the front. Good. French army's like nowhere to be found. What is this? Nationalists or communists? Communists. Tower was secured. Turn to your front, boys. Yeah, I was thinking, I wanted territory, but I'm not willing to risk 11 infamy just for a single stay when I can just play the waiting game and get a lot more. Persia, what the hell are you doing? What the hell are you at war with? You're at war with Bukhara. Fine, I'll take your line. Oh, fuck it. Oh. I almost said the F-bomb. I don't care. Eh, we're after the certain time limit. I think I'm fine. Get 'em, boys. Get 'em. That's good. Modern army. I like it. Now, are you building up still at 100 tick? 100 tick, alright. That is a pretty powerful Italy. That's pretty much modern Italy. Just get rid of this section, give it to France. That's a powerful Italy. Oh, crap, I almost forgot. You guys head back to Kiel. They didn't do what I think they just did they? Okay, thank God. I thought that was going to look uglier. Okay, the Navy has returned. We're going to go back to 50% funds. 50%. We'll see how the economy looks like at that stage. Economy still has not recovered. That is not good. This one getting ready to become a state? No. When are you trying to become a state? Oh, there you are. Oh, looks like I'm cutting the funding even further back, 30%. That's how I see it. They're allied with a couple people. Italians are a threat to me. That means I'd need more troops on the border. Financially speaking, that's an issue. Social spending's not that bad. What's our economy getting killed by right now? Education, administration, national stockpile purchases, industrial subsidies. Oh, those industrial subsidies are kicking in high gear. Wait, the economy's recovering. No, you can bite my ass. Oh yeah, we never did expand these the rest of the way. There we go. I think 19... I dare say 23, 24 is when we'll have our next big war. Or this. Side with the Ottomans, side with... I will not side with you. Ethiopia gives me that decision. Okay. Say if Ethiopia wants me to join them, I'll join them. Who's in charge of the United States? Republicans. Not bad. Okay, that is getting built up. This will get built up. Berlin. You. Forgot about you. These ones were doing individual builds. That way I don't waste too much money. I'm worried about the economy crashing again. You gotta be willing to save up some funds for this war. Because when we go, we're going all in. Side's good. Upgrade this. Upgrade that. Reinforce the old line. That way I don't have to worry about it. Good enough for me. Okay, the military side of things is done. I would dare say we want to get the Navy going. We'll do oil-driven ships, and that'll be it. It's the last one I want to do. Because if we do oil-driven ships, that'll modernize. Hopefully the ships will get advanced cruisers, modern cruisers. Then we'll go down the industry side and get limited access roads and then supplies. That way we kind of get rid of the railroads and we go to cars. Okay, my army is sitting at 470. If we went to war with the Russians, who were we fighting? Primarily the British and the Italians. British have no army. Italians have no army. I would basically kill everything on it, pretty much. Okay. And with neither side having a navy, that really puts it in the high gear. Even my little navy will be able to kick ass. Damn. How much are our tariffs bringing in? 12,000. How is our political movements looking? Polish liberation. Pretty much everybody's okay. A lot of nationalist movements starting to pile up, but it's primarily Polish nationalists. We have a little bit of the communists, but for the most part, everybody's pretty happy. Yeah, I'd say by 1925 we'll go in. Hopefully the economy's fixed by then, because what I would do is I'm going for the Russians. I want Brest, and I want Lithuania. And then I will see where we're at after that. In terms of fighting the British, I'm not too worried about any of their stuff. There's nothing I would want. Maybe British Malaya. That's about it. Otherwise... Actually, no. I might want Northern New Guinea. Oh, I never did get that, did I? I have to have a special force ready for that. Are these communists? Polish nationalists. Okay. Let me fund my army to full. For a little bit. And about 3, 2, 1. And that's what happens when you gas people. They die instantly. Yeah, I'm gonna need a special task force to go out on the coasts over there. In theory, I could just use the yarn. I could just use my navy. The navy would be fine. Yeah, you know what? That's what we'll do. I said we're going to focus on our industry. I want limited access roads. That's still building up by 100? It is. I wonder how much points we saved up. Limited access roads will be good, because it'll flush out the rest of these resources, and it gives us max potential on it. I definitely see us going all in. I definitely want to see if I can get British Malaya. Rabaul. And if I can secure these two territories, I am fine. But I need my infamy to go a lot more down. And I don't really want to go to war with just the British, because I think they have a lot of weird alliances I probably don't see. In comparison to the Russians, it's obvious they only have the two. But with a modern army, I don't see anybody else really beating me in a fight. Okay, we want that, we want this, we want that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Him. And him. Alright. Army should be ready to go. As I said, the British only have one ship in their navy, so at this point, even the Italians have a better fleet. What do they even have in that fleet? 24, 24. It would be a close fight. It probably would come down to who has the more experienced navy. And my navy ain't great, but I don't have any needs to go to the Mediterranean, so it'd really just be a battle of... They'd have more battleships and more cruisers. How about we get me 7 more cruisers, get us to 60, and then I feel more comfortable. Don't want any more battleships, really. Oh, I don't care about those guys. Yeah, we'll specifically fund this force. This will be the task force that will head out to the east. Because usually the AI doesn't put too many troops out here. I can easily get control of northern New Guinea. I can easily get control of other territories. I don't need to really fund a bigger army. My army is perfect size right now. Okay, yeah, then we didn't hit our max on that. That sucks, but we can do. This stuff really doesn't matter that much. I think getting our navy fully ready to go matters more. Yeah, I'm gonna focus on navy right now. I want the navy to be fully modernized. If I have navy tech against somebody, even if my ships are a lesser amount, let's say they actually used their battleships and their cruisers. If my ships are a little bit better damage-wise, organization-wise, the advantage lies in me. They don't have my advantage. Modern Navy training, we'll do this, get that. Let's say Navy attrition? Ooh, pog. Alright. You guys are going to be in the Kiel Task Force. When war breaks out, you guys are heading straight in for the dub. Alright. Funding is going to increase to 40% across the board. Don't care about the rich that much. 40% is pretty good. It's a little bit of a build-up. We'll keep going up by 10% every now and again. Once we have modern naval design, I think that's when I'm going to pop it. Because it'll be... What is this? Minus point... Monthly infamy change. Negative 0.1 a month. It's more like 0.9. That's if we get the way we want it to go. The factories again, there's going to be a big boost to the supply chain. The more we boost up, if somebody else has a weaker industry, we can beat them to it. Eh. The British are weak. That is the weakest Britain I've ever seen. Their economy must be tanking right now. It has to have. There's no way their economy is doing that bad in the 20s. We're in the 1920s, for God's sake. The Great Depression hasn't even kicked in yet. Kidding me that their economy is doing that piss poor. America's doing great. Yeah, you know what we'll do? I actually like this idea. Finish the naval stuff out, right? Get it done. That way the Army and the Navy's at max. The next thing we're going to focus on is finishing up with commerce. And depending on when I do the war, I might do it sooner, just so we get that tax efficiency boost. Because that'll be great to have. Okay, build time, -10. Give me this. You guys are still building up the forts, right? Yep. Yeah, economy's starting to tank. Okay. 15-inch guns, I'm in love. Alrighty, sorry for the abrupt end to the episode, guys, for this one. I actually noticed that when I was going back and looking at the video that I probably should have cut it at some point because the episode ends up becoming well over. I think it almost hits an hour and 20, hour and 30 minutes, give or take. I didn't actually see how much time passes, but I know there's one point in the game where I actually leave for a minute because I had something I had to go take care of. And that added like an additional 20 minutes, but this episode is a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. Because I was just like, I'm just going to play through it and try to get to the end. So what I decided to do is I'll probably cut it, see actually how much content is available in it, and then make my decision at that point. But I wanted to add this towards the end. That way you guys have an ending to it. So as always, sorry again. Recorded way too long. Probably should have stopped. Kept holding myself to it. So with that, please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below where you come back, everybody. More Victoria 2 Germany. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.